Go.
Sponsored by Andrea Mason, Press Play, Plan Life According to You, LLC. Take care of your mental health. Find inner peace by rediscovering and loving you for who you truly are. Take advantage of this exclusive offer and choose to press play today. Thank you.
Everywhere I go, I see his face. I just really miss him.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to the ring, it's the
Warren Marlowe, the American Prodigy. Dre on wheels.
Don't lie and act like I'm crazy for saying it.
Talk about don't get a damn manager and know how to talk about it.
And Brian
Wait, let me answer. Cody's story was invested in the Bloodline story, which was already a bigger story, and that's why I couldn't get as invested with Cody as maybe I would have if it was something else.
Commission Talks.
Yo, we live. Commission Talks, right?
Think we live.
Yeah, we
Think
are.
we
are.
live. Can y'all start have oh, okay. All right, I got it now. We got the message. Salute. Dre, what's good, bro?
Yo, what's good? What's going on? What's going on, man? WTW, man.
Yeah, WCW, man. WT. It's been a little while too. We haven't talked some wrestling, yo.
You're right. Been about what, 2 weeks or so?
Yeah, about 2 weeks, man. We definitely definitely got some stuff going on, a lot of big stuff going on in wrestling, all over wrestling, really. I would like to start off by saying that, definitely enjoying the break though. Not gonna lie. Enjoying the break a little bit.
Hey, we were just, chatting about that in the group chat and, with the podcast show, taking a break and, coming back with Beyond 11:30, staying with the wrestling junk, but hey, it's definitely healthy, taking a break.
Yeah, for sure. And, definitely congrats on your 200th episode, man. Definitely saw it. You got Coffee Brown up there. That after the party song, after the party. That was my shit. Let's go somewhere and finish. Well, I was jamming to that shit.
Man, for real. Once I realized, because, this lady who seen me, interview, when I was looking for guests, she hooked me up with a couple of people, and she was like, I was like, yo, anybody who, want to be on this? Give me a minute. And I was like, Coffee Brown, sound familiar. and played something. I said, "Oh shit, bro!" Like I remember, when I was young, dancing to this joint or hearing this in the house and shit. So yeah, it was dope. Dope having them on, man.
Yeah, definitely dope. Hey, everybody watching, what's good? This is, of course, Commission Talk. This is actually Warren's edition of Commission Talk, but Warren had to step away for a minute. So your boy Brian B, and of course the Dre on Wales, he holding it down over here. We got to make shit happen. Yo, we want to share with you guys because I think we're all in agreement that I think in about this is gonna be our week right here, and then next week is actually gonna be our season finale, man. We're gonna be wrapping up the season. Having a lot of fun talking about. Hopefully, we'll be able to put like a nice show together for you guys, and really get ready to come back on the next edition of Commission Talks, coming back around and talking about the new stuff that's coming off, closing out the year. So like Dre was saying, man, it's good to get a break, man. Sometimes you got to do a lot, especially we do a couple shows, like we don't just do the one, so it's usually a lot going on, but yeah, it's been a lot of fun this year, man. A lot of wrestling shit, a lot of new beginnings, a lot of changes. If we just thought about just wrapping up just as like everything that has been done this year alone, from January to Vince McMahon not being there no more, to all the allegation shit, to them moving to Netflix, to what I'm saying? It's been a crazy, bro. Like and that's just WWE. That's not even like everywhere else. But,
nah, you're right. You're right. Even from this past week, and like you said, the allegations, Netflix. It's been a lot of stuff that's been going on. Oh man, it's a lot of stuff going on in life, and a lot of stuff going on in the world, man. For real.
Yeah. Hey, Commission, look, I got the ring on my finger. I'm married now. We got life going on over here, bro. Like it's definitely a lot going on, man. But like Dre was saying, like we definitely got a lot we could talk about. So, maybe we'll, put our heads together and see what we could do for next week's episode. But we will be taking a short break. We'll be coming back around SummerSlam time. SummerSlam's important. Definitely got to talk about that. The next big major pay-per-view in WWE. And with the way things are going, who the hell knows what's going to be if it'll just be WWE, because TNA and, things have been running amok or whatever recently. Things kind of blend in together. AEW, Forbidden Doors coming up. We got a whole bunch of shit that, we're looking at a lot of cross-branding and cross-promoting and stuff like that. Dre, let me ask you, what's been your favorite promotion to watch recently? Since everything's kind of stepped it up a little bit, what's been the favorite thing for you to watch? Is it still WWE, or have you been like, your eyes been floating a little bit somewhere else?
It been obviously still WWE, and TNA been definitely killing it though. Warren said he real fast. We're gonna get back into it. I think we're gonna have to take a quick pause. Because I have to run downstairs real fast. Warren had an emergency, so his mom's in a car accident. So I think he want us to keep going on with the show. But I have to step off real fast and run downstairs. And I know this Commission Talk. We're going to continue this in just a minute. Oh, I'll be back, man. My son talking about bye. Okay, my bad, man. But,
hey, listen, I got it. Go ahead, bro. Take your time. I'll go ahead and hold it down and talk to the people or whatever. And then when you guys come back, we can get it back. Damn, hope Warren, if you're watching, I hope everything is all right, man. I don't know if you're watching, but damn, I didn't even know that part. But listen, guys, like we just said, life has been lifing a lot recently, and it's really interesting, to get caught up. There's so much wrestling to watch. We've said that shit a lot of times on the show recently, so it's like it's really difficult to try to keep going and follow everything that's going on. But now they're having all these like intermixing brands and stuff like that, TNA, the WWE, the NXT, you got of course AEW, the New Japan, and people are just crossing over everywhere. And even though I wasn't always the biggest New Japan fan, or even TNA fan or whatever, like I was never always the biggest, but it's like just being able to see these new talents and just have these new opportunities for these talents and stuff like that, and these new engagements and stuff. I'm definitely realizing like I want to see what's next, yo. I saw something real interesting, and I know if you guys like keep up with wrestling and everything like that or whatever, you probably saw a little bit too. But something that we talk about on STR, Straight Through the Ropes, we talk about the Bill Goldberg and Bret Hart shit. Listen, bro, if you don't know, man, back in the day, yo, for anybody who's a fan of wrestling, Bret Hart, the Heartbreak, not the Heartbreak Kid, Bret the Hitman Hart, bro, the best there is, excellence of execution. Yo, he was one of the best wrestlers there was back in the day, bro. He was the Stone Cold. He was the Rock of that generation and shit. Bret Hart, he used to wrestle in WWF. I'm giving the whole history report of it and shit. And, he wrestled for them for a little while, and then he chose to fucking leave and go to WCW. That was what a lot of wrestlers were doing. Now, you still had some really dedicated people like Shawn Michaels, like The Undertaker, where these guys, they never switched. They never switched over. But Hulk Hogan, Macho Man, almost everybody really switched over to, WCW at one point, or were at least on WCW at one point. So Bret Hart switched over to WCW, one of the hottest things in WWF ever. And he went over to WCW, and he had a very fucking short career, man. And what happened was he literally, had a couple little stints here and there, but shit just didn't really kick off. It was around the NWO time. Sting and Hulk Hogan were super hot. You still had Macho Man there. You still had Lex Luger. You had the NWO Wolfpack. You had a whole bunch of shit that was going on that really didn't shine the light on just, Bret Hart's dominance in WWF. So what happened was, and that's all for all the people who don't know the story, Goldberg and, Bret Hart had a rivalry, and then they had a match, and Goldberg hit him with a super kick and basically concussed, Bret Hart and kind of took him out the game, yo. He took him out the game, he didn't move, and he fucked it up or whatever, I don't even know if he really fucked it up, but he just did it too hard, too stiff, and he took him out the game, and Bret Hart was not able to wrestle anymore after that. And Bret Hart goes in on Goldberg every time he can because of that. He feels like he stole his career from him. But Bret Hart he's also kind of touchy. He goes in on a lot of people and shit like that or whatever. But it's funny because today I actually saw, it's all tying together. I'm alone, all right? Shit, my brothers, they going through shit right now. But listen, what tied in is I saw this report of Goldberg saying that he wouldn't mind having a last match. Basically, he was like, "Oh, I wouldn't mind having my last match in, it doesn't have to be WWE." So basically, he's like, "Yo, I got options. I got options to do another match." And the first thing I thought was, "Yo, listen, why do you need another match, man? Like, is anybody really?" I'm a person from back in the day, WCW, grew up on WWF, WWE, whatever. Like, you literally remember when he was dominant, you grew up and then all of a sudden everybody's saying that he couldn't wrestle, 5 moves of doom. And you got to, kind of acknowledge it and pay attention to it because Goldberg was hot shit back in the day, man. I don't give a fuck what he did. His character, his gimmick, what he represented was over as shit. Undefeated, super high streak, just dominating motherfuckers. But it's like now to keep seeing all these old dudes come back and wrestle, bro. And when I say old dudes, listen, this is gonna get some heat. I'm lucky ain't nobody here to argue with me and shit. Old dude, I even mean like The Rock and shit. Like, even The Undertaker, Stone Cold and The Rock having another match. I mean, I would love to see it because of the fan that I am. But as far as these old guys coming back and having these matches, bro, I just don't fucking care anymore. I don't think a lot of people care anymore. One big match that really killed, seeing the old timers come back or whatever, for me was, Goldberg versus Undertaker, man. Just that sloppy ass match, and just like y'all ain't in the prime no more, man. I think Undertaker even just said it on Chris Valiant or whatever his name is on his podcast. He's like, I would love, like, every day I wake up and then I wish that I could perform in the ring, but it's not my time anymore. And respect to Undertaker for understanding that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't want to see you hobbling in the ring and not being able to go the same that you used to go, and that same adrenaline, that same, like, spirit that you had when we were watching you growing up and everything, man. And I get it too. Like, if you want to do it, I'm sure the passion is there, but it's like, we looking for what's next, man. What's next is definitely, these merges. You feel me? Like, we had something that just happened recently when people introduced, TNA coming over and crossing brands with WWE and NXT or whatever. You literally saw People were interested. I hear a couple people say Moose. I'm like, okay, he's the champion. He makes sense. You had a couple people just say, like, you heard Dolph Ziggler. You heard, even Broken Matt Hardy and stuff like that. But one name that these people were saying that, listen, I didn't know who this motherfucker was until I started researching and I'm listening to his song and shit. And then they, like, say his name and he'll appear. And I'm like, who this motherfucker? But Joe Hendry, baby, like, yo, this guy is next level, bro. And yo, Dre, listen, I'm just sitting there telling the story about, Goldberg and Bret Hart, and because Goldberg was like, oh, I would love to have a new match. And I'm sitting there like, yo, bro, I don't want to see that shit anymore. I don't want to see old people in the fucking ring anymore. I'm over it, man. You feel me? Like, how you feel? Would you mind seeing, like, some of the older, like, from the Stone Colds? I even said The Rock. Y'all weren't here to argue with me, but I even said The Rock. I don't really care about seeing The Rock in the ring anymore. Like, how you feel?
Okay, all right, I'm back. All right, I'm back with it. Okay, all right.
What up, man?
Now, The Rock, what's going on, Matt? The Rock is my all-time favorite, so I love The Rock. Now, Goldberg, he can go sit his ass down. It been some rumors, speculations where he was supposed to have one last match in AEW, or if he's going to have one last match in WWE soon, his career-ending match or whatever. Stone Cold, I think is very interesting because when he had that matchup with Kevin Owens, and prior to that, he was like, man, I'm only coming back if the story's right and everything. And I was just like, all right, bet. They built that shit for like a KO show. But eventually, they had a match. And I was just thinking, man, like, okay, yeah, that was his last match. But I think we got to get that one last good story if we could. If not, it's a wrap. But Stone Cold probably would be one. Rock is, come on. I think The Rock literally owes a lot. And it's just my opinion, maybe because I like The Rock more than I like Dwayne.
Yeah.
But, Dwayne is cool. He make movies. He's a great advertiser and great boss man and all that. But The Rock is my guy, man. The carrots and all that. But so Rocky,
I liked everything The Rock did as well, man. And the final boss, and of course, like, having the match with Roman is inevitable. Like, you have to have that shit. But I think my biggest point to it is, like, we have so much talent, man. It's so much talent that when I hear these guys, saying all this stuff, and to tie it back to Joe Hendry, like, that's what we're saying. Like, this is a guy that listen, I'm not trying to be rude or disrespectful. There ain't nothing spectacular about this guy. This guy ain't fucking 7'5". This guy isn't
I said you remember Elias?
Yeah.
I said to Warren, he reminded me of Elias, though. But I think real fast, because we talking about Joe Hendry, and I think the reason, because I was kind of like baffled. I was like, what? But Joe Hendry, I believe, is TNA's biggest star they got right now, or
which is crazy, bro.
Yeah. And
he don't even, his gimmick is literally just like me, like. But his gimmick is also Bo Dallas' old gimmick, though. If you remember, Bo Leave shit.
Bo Leave, kind of. But and then a little bit with the Elias because his music top 10. Elias, did that. But however, when he popped up on NXT last night, the reaction was fantastic. It was fantastic. Yeah. But I think it was a lot telling. He was the first man eliminated, although he was the first man eliminated by Kazarian, who's also in TNA. But I think the reason why he was the first one eliminated, I think WWE wanted just to see, okay, what type of reaction you going to get? Are you going to be able to pull it off or whatever? And that's it, because a lot of people who watch TNA, they watch WWE, AEW, and so forth. But a lot of people who watch WWE don't watch TNA. That's right. I think that was kind of like a way of them trying to figure him out, though, and see if he's really over, though. But the reaction was cool.
Yeah, the reaction definitely was, and I didn't watch NXT. I watched stuff like, or I'll even watch a little while on TikTok. Like, a lot of people will stream the program and shit. When I saw that he got out eliminated first, I saw the pop. The pop was fucking big. Everybody's singing his music. And this is it, like you said, a lot of people watch WWE don't watch TNA, man. And I mean that's a very generalized statement, but honestly, That's not just going back to now. Like, before you used to kind of choose what you wanted to watch. Like, oh, I watch WWE. I don't watch that TNA shit. Now it's more like people are starting to have more of an understanding. Like, there's so much wrestling, there's so many talents. People are trying to give a little bit more a shot and everything. But
it's some people out there who do engage in WWE, watch TNA, but I think the maybe average fan, I don't think they tune into TNA.
Yeah,
but
no, I agree.
Hey, they check him out. Joe Hendry, I think Joe Hendry, he was nice from his appearance. I just see where it goes though.
The character shit for me though is what it is, man. And I like what he represents, because he doesn't represent anything that has to be super over the top. He doesn't have to be a crazy character. He just has the personality, and the personality shines, and people want to see that shit. He's not a face. He's not a heel. He can take that same gimmick and be bad guy, good guy, and still stay exactly fucking neutral. He wouldn't have to make any changes. They would just boo him or cheer him.
And I think
I love that shit.
I think he kind of was the heel. I think it was the song and the gimmick that sort of made fans love him, man. That's why his song was top one or number one in the UK or whatever. So yeah, man.
Taylor Swift and shit. Like you fight with Taylor Swift? All right, yeah. I gotta check you out for a minute. But I mean, wrestling been very interesting. Yo, so let's just skip to the brass tacks of this conversation and shit.
That's
because
cool.
We definitely got to, sorry, Commission, you guys are watching. Sorry about Warren was on. Apparently he had an emergency, so he had to step away. Me and Dre gonna hold it down for y'all and talk this wrestling. And one thing that I think we could both agree on, Dre, was this week, man. This week. Of course, we had Clash of the Castle. Clash of the Castle was okay. It was okay, man. It was okay. It wasn't anything fucking phenomenal. And I kind of had a lot to talk about on this shit or whatever as well, because it's been kind of my gripe with WWE lately, man. But we're gonna skip that for 1 second if you don't mind, and we're gonna jump right into Monday night, yo.
That's
Raw.
cool.
Let's not even talk about the ending, but Raw was fucking phenomenal this week, bro. Start to finish.
This Raw reminded me of the Raw earlier back in March in Chicago. Start to finish. Everybody, before this past Monday episode, everybody, that Monday Night Raw was the best Raw of the year.
Yeah.
Started out with The Rock making a surprise appearances and whispered something in Cody's ear, and the end of the show, whipped the shit out Cody in the ring, though. Now, this past Monday Night Raw, I was just telling Warren before the show, before you came on, how my son, and you know, how he's a fanatic of Seth Rollins, man.
Bruh.
So he was asleep. So I didn't have no one to turn to. But Babe was back there on her phone, and I was like, who coming out first? Burn it down. I was like, shit.
Not expecting that shit at all, man.
I was expecting them until like later this year, or maybe
neither,
Rumble.
I just knew Drew was coming out. I knew CM Punk or somebody.
Yes.
When Seth shit hit, I was like, yes, bring this motherfucker back, bro. That shit was awesome, man. That shit was awesome.
It was. I marked out, and I watched Seth just about every single day, and I didn't expect me to be like, oh shit, but my son loved him, and I was like, okay, let's do it then,
Yeah, they brought him back, and it looks like they getting ready to put him in with Damian Priest. I mean, I think it's the right thing to do. It's Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank is really, to me at least, like Money in the Bank is not kind of like the Rumble. Like I'm not watching the Rumble so I can see the champion fight. I'm watching the Rumble so I can see who wins the Rumble. I'm trying to see who wins the Money in the Bank. I mean, that's definitely going to be a story that we want to talk about because the Money in the Bank winner this year is definitely open to make a star. I don't feel like anybody that gets that shit. I know Seth announced. Well, no, because he was going to announce to be in it, but then Damian gave him the title shot, which is fucking smart because I don't want to see Seth win it.
Nah, not at all. And I feel like they made this decision because of the, not gonna say backlash, but sort of the reaction that Damian Priest has been getting as of like, paper champion, he's gonna be champion for 3 months, he's gonna be champion for 6 months. So now it's like they're giving him, like the Clash of the Castle. That was like a big win for real, because we talked about it. Drew McIntyre coming to Clash of the Castle. Now he 0-2. Hometown, dog.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm over
but
it.
he
I can't
beat
even
him.
lie.
And then Seth is sort of like a big opponent. So I think, he's taking on him. And the whole Drew McIntyre thing, like, I was expecting him to open up Raw and to more so be irate and just, go fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But, we got what we got with, Drew McIntyre and shit. So, faking I quit. He ain't going nowhere. I think he's just going to blow it off until actually SmackDown. Because CM Punk is going to be on SmackDown. If I was Drew, I will pop up and whip his ass. Hey, look, I don't care if you clear. I'm whipping your ass on sight, man, for real. But, crazy opening to Monday Night Raw. Just everything about it, I think, was amazing, man. Like,
for real. Warren, welcome back. Just leave us to the fishes and shit.
No, literally, like, nah. I mean,
I know, bro. Hopefully everything's all good, man.
I literally got a phone call from my dad, which is random that my dad would call me around this time, and he was like, "Yeah, your mom was such and such in an accident." Da, da, da. I'm like, I was literally bad too. I was like, "Dang, I didn't even hit the camera. What happened?" But
yeah,
it happened. It is what it is. But
she all good?
Safely okay.
Okay.
They say she's just anxiety wise. My mom, my son had plates in his neck. That was my biggest worry, was neck problem.
Yeah, for sure.
She's saying she's okay right now. Said luckily the car wasn't going more than 10 miles an hour. Thank God.
Okay.
All right, cool. Yeah. Other than that, what have I missed? Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, as long as everything's cool, man. Shit happens.
Yeah, man. That definitely. I felt bad too because like, damn, man, I just started. And I'm like, oh yeah. By the way, guys, y'all gonna have to start the show, but
shit, family first, man. This is what we do. We know how to do this shit.
I mean, it's been chaotic since I can't even tell you. Like, good Lord, man. Get back from Georgia just yesterday with Matthew. So the house is full right now.
Oh yeah,
we were about to go to a dinner just so he could celebrate that he's home with his grandma. So
yeah, go have fun, man. Enjoy it. If y'all want to jump into the dad rant real quick, like we're in the middle, we're basically talking about Joe Hendry and the new stars are coming up, as well as how good Monday Night Raw's opening was.
Brian, you know how I say this? I say it's very hard for someone to say they're over. Joe Hendry is over.
Simply
Spotify
over
top
too.
Listen playlist. Yeah. Annabelle, come here.
Yeah, simply
this
over. This
child hasn't watched one lick of a match with this guy. You know what's number one on that YouTube playlist for her? That damn song. I believe in Joe Hendry. Ain't that right, though? You like
doing
Joe
something
Hendry?
right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, she doing something right, man. And like we were saying,
and everybody's getting mad about that battle royal, man. I can't tell you that is the best way to introduce
somebody over
to a program and stuff like that.
Network,
man. You don't even care about who won that battle royal.
Exactly.
Joe Hendry was there. That's it.
Dre, that's what I was saying too. That when I wanted to say about Joe Hendry, him being eliminated first was probably better for him. It's one of those weird situations where a loss is going to be better in the situation because people are going to be upset about it, so they're going to talk about your ass more. So they doing that shit right. They doing that shit.
Yeah,
right,
I think they are. I think they are.
I mean,
but that's
they
what I
gave
was
him
saying.
a microphone and everything. So.
Yeah, exactly. I think they were just testing the waters.
Kazarian was there. I can't even tell you the last time I remember seeing Frankie Kazarian in a WWE program.
Yeah, I didn't know too much about him. I had to look him up. When I heard people talking about him.
Obviously, in the indies and stuff like that, that guy is like sacred when it comes to wrestling name stuff. Especially if you think about TNA, Frankie Kazarian, AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels. Those were the three anchors of TNA. So seeing him in a WWE program, not playing security guard or anything like that, that was pretty interesting to see. But yeah, man, Joe Hendry debuting on NXT. He didn't care about if he won or not. He was on NXT, and he got a microphone. He got to show you, hey, I could talk. I am entertaining. The crowd knows who I am. TNA chants were getting chatted out there. Like, it's showing representation more than anything. And I guarantee right now.
In a good way.
I mean, it's doing good for both of them because I think both of them are about to be on, CW network and stuff like that. So, I mean, seeing all this transition, man, it's been really freaking cool. It don't matter.
Awesome.
And this is the thing I want to get off my chest when they talk about, I know a lot of guys on TikTok, all these guys will get mad like, oh, they went and buried him. How they bury him? Nobody cared about who won that match.
Yep.
Joe Hendry showed up on a WWE product. You've been begging.
Yeah, nobody cared who won the match when he got eliminated.
I don't even know who won the match.
They started chanting bullshit. Young OG, I can't think of his name, but he won the match. But Ethan Page wasn't eliminated because one of the guys from Metaphor came in and took him out. So then the guy who actually won it had a one-on-one match with Ethan Page later on that night. Ethan Page won. So the battle royal was just really for Joe Hendricks.
Really?
That was really it because the guy who won it lost the opportunity later on in the night.
Damn.
So it was weird though. But I think it's a win-win for both companies. Obviously, I think everybody who watched WWE want to see something like Forbidden Door, where it's like WWE or AEW
most of the main roster guys in WWE right now were all big names, possibly in TNA. So they can do a crossover with TNA and WWE right now. You could see swerves from AJ Styles. You could see swerves from, LA Knight. LA Knight really got made in pro wrestling in TNA.
Yep.
In WA and stuff like that. If they really want to play with something with this, it could really change a lot of dynamics that are going on with that.
Yeah, and I think it's just staying right now with just, TNA and NXT, but it's going to make people, the viewership, whether it's social media or tuning in, is going to go up. And then as far as TNA goes, a lot of people may not get Access TV. So then, you could still watch the shows on TNA Plus. So I think it's a win-win, man, with both companies.
We're going to get more than 500 views for TNA this week.
Yeah.
I think definitely a Slammiversary.
Pay-per-views, the pay-per-views, but like you guys said, well, somebody said it, but having to pay them full prices for pay-per-views, that's not shit we do anymore, man.
Yeah,
unless it's a UFC or a boxing event, unfortunately. But
which is
that's
so crazy at times. If you because you're only buying, so say if you're buying a UFC fight, you're particularly buying for that main event fight. And sometimes that main event fight can go 30 seconds.
30 seconds, 10 seconds. But you know, Warren, I mean, there is a lot of people. UFC is maybe I got a little bit too much opinion on this, but for me, when it's fight night for me, bro, it's the event as a whole. Like you probably are going to buy it for the pay-per-view, but you're going to enjoy the entire, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you like fighting. Like I watched the prelims, the 4:00 fucking prelims, all the way to the 1:00 damn main event. Like that's how I do when I buy a fight. But you are right. Like, I'm not going to buy every single fucking period. If it's John Jones fight, I'm buying it. I don't give a fuck if I'm broke, I'm buying it. So it's like, I do understand that concept, but TNA's the same, bro. It's like, if it's not going to be somebody that you like, super invested in, it's not a Stone Cold versus The Rock kind of situation, I'm not buying $50, $60 fucking pay-per-views anymore, man.
Yeah,
I'll download that shit.
And TNA, and I'm surprised that AEW hasn't done it yet, but TNA came out with their own little TNA Plus subscription, and it makes more sense. Everyone is streaming pay-per-views. Nobody is paying $40, $50, $60 for a pay-per-view, so the streaming thing is actually best. So I think it's awesome.
I mean, like I said, man, especially with Slammiversary coming up, look what Jordan Grace has got representation wise from just coming from TNA going to WWE. And yes, okay, she lost the match, but you don't even care that she lost the match. Like you're looking at it as like everybody is searching more on these talents because they're coming over to this other plateau that like nobody thought was ever going to be able to be on Grace Earth unless you signed with WWE. To see this is a big different dynamic of what pro wrestling, WWE, whatever we want to say, has ever done when it comes to this stuff. Because like Triple H said, he wants to work with Noah. He wants to work with all these things. And I mean, and it's really cool at establishing like, hey, man, we're trying to get ourselves out these ventures, which I feel like they are also definitely looking at networking for themselves because if they're working with New Japan and stuff like that, they're going to show like, hey, we're the main households in New Japan or something like that, which still – And as a business standpoint, that's good money on every product, in my opinion. So
yeah, no, absolutely, bro. And it's also interesting that damn, I forgot what I was gonna say a minute ago. But Jordan Grace, like the one thing about Jordan Grace, and like we're saying, we always go back to this. I even did a TikTok about it. Like, you know, it's these Jordan Grace is kind of a spectacle. Like she's like sexy ass, you know, muscle babe. You know what I'm saying? Like she's big chick. So it's like when you see her, like you were saying before about the main events and stuff, Warren. Like when you see her and you're like, wow, you don't even got to be a fan of wrestling. You just see her and you're like, yeah, she's fighting this other girl, especially like Roxanne Perez. I'm like, what? This big ass girl is fighting this girl? Like, you want to see what the fuck is gonna happen? Like it's a spectacle. Like
Tom versus Jerry. What's
yeah,
going on
like
here?
like how the fuck is she even in a match with her? But it's like, so Jordan Grace makes sense that she's over, but those gimmicks and those people that are in TNA, like they're doing a good job of you know, portraying their talent right now. And I mean honestly, it may be better because for a long time, TNA was always, the characters, because TNA was always WWE fucking people. It was, you know, that was their biggest shit. Besides AJ Styles and Samoa Joe, Kurt Angle went in there, Abyss, you know what I'm saying? Like, they were always represented by the people who were not going to WWE anymore. But now they're starting to find their own shit. I think that rebranding was perfect for them.
They're doing it better than AEW, I tell you that much.
I'll tell you, I think so too. I'm not even trying to hate, but I really do.
I ain't hating, but they, with the characters, with the stories, they doing it. I was telling you guys in the chat the other day, last week's Impact when they did, I think it was the Matt Hardy's Compound. And bro, that shit was entertaining as fuck, man. Bro. So it's like shit like that, man. You know, I don't think AEW is doing that. I want to ask you guys, man. We got to get into it though. What was your guys' thoughts on the Wyatt 6, man, making his debut on Monday Night Raw?
Right there.
Listen, look at because Brian said something about Raw. So I gotta ask you guys, man. What was you guys' thoughts on it and the members that's in it as well?
You want me to start? I mean, I'll definitely jump in that shit.
Sure.
Yo, listen, man. Y'all remember how leading up to this, like, you know, finally happening, we were having, you know, our episodes and STR as well. We weren't talking about this shit too much. It was just a QR code. Motherfuckers was scanning their phone. I wasn't scanning my phone. I was just waiting to see the TikTok video when it was on TikTok. But I still was intrigued. I was still like, all right, man, I want to see what this shit. Is it coming yet? Oh, it's not coming. All right, fuck it. When this shit finally hit, at the end of the night, I was watching the clock. I'm like, listen, I started watching. I'm not going to lie to you. I started watching Raw, and I said, listen, I'm going to catch every bit of Raw because I'm not missing this shit if they do come. And I watched all the Raw. Luckily, Raw was really fucking good and kept me engaged. But when Jey Uso won, and then he went up in the thing, and the Fireflies came out, and I heard that, and I said, here we fucking go. I did not. Me and my son and my daughter, my oldest son and my oldest daughter, were sitting here watching this big ass TV right here. And when Nikki Cross started crawling out of that door, and you saw her on the thing, my fucking daughter turned around and left, bro. She was scared on some real shit. And I was like, okay, this is fucking awesome. Immediately, I was like, this is fucking awesome. I didn't have to see anything else. Then she stood up and pointed to the back, and then all that shit. I was like, and then I saw it was the damn Firefly Funhouse characters just, you know, Ubered out, like, you know, they look like Ninja Turtle villains and shit. Yo, it was fucking phenomenal, and I can't wait to see what they're gonna do next, man. I cannot wait. Like, you know, I've heard a lot of people say like, oh, I don't know about, like, you know, what kind of feuds they're gonna have. Listen, I don't care about the feuds.
Nah, I was just about to say that.
Yeah, I don't care about the feuds, bro. Like, I think I said that shit before. I said I would love just to see them show up on Raw and just wreak havoc, and it looks like that's what they're kind of gonna be doing, man. But I loved it. That was beautiful, bro.
Just like you said, I was watching the clock. I was watching it. I was like, oh, it's 10:52. Like, we got 8 minutes left here. So, Jey Uso, you gonna get back in the ring or what? But no, everything went, the whole Bray Wyatt effect, and Nikki Cross came out, and I made a TikTok about it, about I think how every member of this Wyatt Six I think fit just very well. You got
Yeah, for
Nikki
real.
Cross, man, who just been a lost in the
She was a
sauce
fucking
for a
psycho,
long
bro.
time.
She was on
She had
NXT, bro. I
the
was
Nikki.
terrified of
Hold
that
on, hold
woman.
on, hold on, hold on, hold on. She came in with the sanity gimmick with
Yeah.
Eric Rowan and them back in NXT, and that was cool for a while. But then it just went away. She had the Nikki Ash. She won the women's championship with that. Congratulations for her. But it's just like her career never really went nowhere. So with this, and now her being Sister Abigail, I think is a big transitioning for her. Dexter
Yeah.
Loomis, a guy who was little to no words. The only shit he ever did was with Indy Hartwell and that old love story fest in
That's right.
NXT. So I think he always
Man,
had
don't
that
do
gimmick,
my
even
man
from
like
when.
that, bro. Don't do him like
No,
that.
he
Look,
right.
you ain't
He
see,
absolutely
you ain't hear
right.
me out. He didn't. And
Absolutely
let me
right.
finish. Even from back when he was Samuel Shaw in TNA, I loved them. So I recognized him immediately when he popped up in NXT. He was a guy of no words. I loved him, but it was just like, yeah, I don't know, what are they doing with him? So now that
Yep.
he's in this, I think it's going to take him to the moon. Joe Gacy was another one who was just lost in
But he's
NXT.
got
And
talent, bro.
yes,
He's
he
got
is.
Joe
he's an
Gacy is like a
individual
baby Bray
Everyone,
standalone.
Wyatt.
no, I believe everyone, Nikki Cross, Joe Gacy, that's all of them
Okay.
got talent, and these are all guys who, if they want to, it's like a second chance on their career. Like Dexter Lumis was doing what he was doing, and okay, all right, like that ain't
Yeah, he
working,
was
dog.
all right. He's swinging and
Like
miss. I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah. Nikki Cross, she was just popping up stern, like what the fuck, like all right, what are you
Yes,
doing? Like,
another
come
one.
on, like nothing. And Joe Gacy,
Joe
real
Gacy, the only
creative.
one I can see like he a standalone. Like I can see him
Yeah,
running the shit. I mean,
the whole schism thing just that went
yeah,
downhill, and then of
that
course you
did.
got the original white member guy of Eric Rowan.
Eric Rowan.
So and then Bo Dallas and everything, man, put it together. I loved every bit of it. I thought the members worked. I don't think Alexa Bliss should be in it. I think Nikki Cross fit just well, and from the camera work, the slow movement, the gorilla position threw me way the
That
fuck
shit was
off. I'm
fucking
like,
beautiful, man.
what the hell,
That
Chad
shit was
Gable? Who shot
beautiful.
Chad Gable? Who shot Chad Gable?
That
Like,
shit
come
was
on, bro.
beautiful,
Like,
yo.
he looked like he had a bullet hole in his head, man.
For
Like,
real.
I'm trying to
Bro, he
like
might have
figure
made
out
Otis
everybody
mad.
who was on the ground. I
Yeah.
saw Braun Strowman. He was on the ground.
That wasn't Braun.
That wasn't
who was
Braun.
that?
Yeah,
That was
somebody did a
Gunther.
thing. No,
Because I
Gunther
saw
was
the
there too.
tattoo.
Yeah, they
Gunther?
said that wasn't
Was
Braun
Gunther.
though. They said it was
Who was
another
on
guy.
top of
Gunther was
Carmelo
on
Hayes
the
was
floor,
on top
but
of Gunther.
yeah, the one in Gorilla that we all thought was Braun Strowman, that wasn't Braun. That's what they said. But
Man.
yeah,
No,
that
they
was
said
crazy,
Braun was
man.
out of the building. What they're saying.
but there's still a 6 member. You said you
No,
don't want Alexa?
I heard. This is just what I was thinking.
Bro,
It may be
Courtney.
a 6 member, but I heard the 6 member is the is the Lantern. It's Bray Wyatt. He's actually the 6 member
Yeah.
in
That's not
the
bad,
Lantern.
but I think Alexa,
But
I
that's
think Alexa
just
coming
something
back.
I heard.
Hey,
I think
want to
Alexa
know if
coming
y'all
back
agree
on that
with
shit.
this.
Yeah, I don't know
The
though.
one that was sitting
Alexa?
crisscross in Gorilla. I don't think
That was
Dexter.
Dexter.
No, that was a
No, that
buzzer.
was Dexter. You
I
can tell us.
think
You can
that
tell
was
the
the buzzer,
tattoo.
yeah.
That could be. I honestly thought it could have been Aleister Black, possibly also.
Oh
Nah.
no. Yeah, he ain't out of AEW yet.
The 6
He's
member
still-
is Kay Uso. Is who?
I think she meant
Jey
Jey
Uso.
Uso.
Ah,
Yeah, don't say that.
ah,
Come on,
nah,
Courtney.
nah.
No, Jay said no. He don't want nothing
Uso,
about.
you
Yeah, he said he don't
Courtney,
want none of
flipping
that.
on
You
He
had
don't
time
want
for
that
like
heat.
that.
He don't want that heat.
But no, I think that was Dexter Lumis. You can see the
That was
tattoos,
Dexter,
and
yeah,
the one with the before they show Uncle Howdy, I believe that was Joe Gacy right there.
Yeah,
The first
the
one they
pig.
showed
One
was
in the
Rabbit.
shorts was Joe
That
Gacy.
was
Yeah.
Herb Rowan. It was Herb
Dude.
Rowan. Then they went into the gorilla position, and the one who was sitting on the top, I believe that was Dexter
That was
Lumis.
Dexter Loomis. Joe Gacy is
Joe
the pig.
Gacy.
Rowan
Yeah.
was in the
Yeah.
rabbit.
Rowan's the rabbit.
Rabbit.
Yeah.
But yo, speaking of Jey Uso, not to jump too far off of this topic. Speaking of Jey Uso, man, listen, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. It's starting to get to the point. I'm starting to get to my honest opinion and shit. I love Jey. I love Jay's character. I love his personality. I love his presence. He's definitely awesome for sure. Fucking one of my favorite tag teams, the Usos, no doubt. I'm tired of seeing this motherfucker win and then not win. I'm tired of it. I don't give a fuck. I want to see the Usos back together. I'm ready to see them go back after the tag team championships. I'm not interested in seeing Jay in these matches anymore, bro.
Title, man. I feel like this was. I mean, I'm gonna say pointless because who am I? But I mean, with this incredible singles run, I mean, yeah, he lost some, he won some, the champ.
I feel like that match was made for Finn. I feel like they missed the opportunity with Finn Balor not winning, bro. Like they keep playing Finn like he's not somebody that should be pushed a little bit more than what he's doing. Like, Dre froze up on us.
I think Finn's got a nice little swerve coming on the story.
I hope so.
It might switch and make Dominant the biggest babyface right now. I don't know how they can do it, but it's
Liv and that whole gimmick.
Moment.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot with Judgment Day. I mean, I can see. I mean, like we said before, we've had these conversations with Judgment Day. Damian Priest, his title run, you can't tell if he's trying to be a babyface or if he's trying to be a heel. His shit is all over the place, man. His character is not working, and it's unfortunate because he's coming from a strong foundation.
He's trying his damnedest. I will say that. You could tell he's trying, and I agree with what you're saying. You know, the biggest concept in wrestling is you want to be able to tell that perspective. Who's the bad guy? Who's the good guy?
Exactly.
You're like in between with Priest, but it's not in a good in between with Priest. It's like,
exactly,
dude, we need to know where you're trying to put this direction because you're in this spot. This doesn't make sense. Obviously, with him and Seth Rollins, that makes something interesting. I know Seth can really draw a good program with him.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Seth makes it interesting
in the bank. Huh?
Yeah. Seth makes it interesting. That's the only thing. It's like, it's not.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Seth is going to give that moment to maybe it's got some type of, you know, a build for it. Yeah. But I honestly, like we've said it countless times, it's got to be the end game with him and Finn. That's the only where I can see this even being believable.
Yeah, man. Because even with like, you know, another thing I noticed about, you know, Damian Priest this week was like we were saying, you know, we did not expect to see Seth Rollins jump out there. When his music hit, I think everybody was like, "Oh shit, that's Seth." But when he came out and it was a great pop and the people were very happy to see him and everything like that or whatever, the crowd was fucking excited. The crowd was up. They were ready to listen to everything being said, yo. The world was yours at that point. Seth Rollins could have came out saying "Old McDonald," and the crowd would have loved that shit because it was an exciting moment. When Damian came out and his music hit and everybody was like, "Oh, here comes this motherfucker," it's hey, Warren, I know you know this as a wrestler. Standing in the ring at that time, when he gets into the ring at that time, the crowd is booing. The crowd is going in. What does this motherfucker do, bro? Every time. He just starts the fucking promo, bro. Doesn't take 5 minutes or 30 seconds.
Yep.
Yeah, like, look around. Oh, I guess you guys are happy to see me today. Your champion's here. He doesn't do shit, but he just goes and just remembers the lines, bro. And for me, like, you know, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people, man, it drags your character down, bro. It doesn't show personality. It just shows you're literally waiting for those hot points of your written down promo that you're waiting to hit so you can get the pop. You're not making the pop. You're begging for the crowd
instead of it letting it come to you. Yeah,
exactly, bro. Like,
and that's something that I feel like a lot of guys, and that was my biggest worry with Priest getting the cash in. And that's why I was against you saying that for so long. It's just because Priest's mic skills were nowhere near anywhere to even be believable as a champion.
Yeah.
But my thing is they're giving him a chance to gamble on it. I mean, his matches haven't been bad. And I get it. Everybody wants to crap on, you know, the match, whatever. Guys, if a referee tells you the ropes are loose, stay the fuck away from the ropes. Like, seriously, bro, I've been told countless times. I've wrestled on low boys. I've wrestled on really, really loose ropes before. And let me tell you, that means we're staying the hell away from those ropes. It's the art of that and stuff like that. So I get that part, and I know that they were trying to make stuff out of it. And I think where I'm going with that concept is the way the wrestlers are relying on those ropes to do the slingshot and do all those out of the ring, that's how they're doing on their promos. They're not letting it sit there and look at that crowd and go, wow, I'm feeling this guy. Wow, I like where they're going with this. With Seth, Cody, Roman, all these guys, they let that promo sit there so you can feel what that is about to happen. Rock does it so well. He makes it into a 2-hour show that's only supposed to be 30-minute promo.
Oh yeah, yeah. And the crowd, and we eat it up, and we can sit there for 30 minutes and just watch this motherfucker hold the microphone.
Bro, you don't even want to watch the wrestling. You don't even
care. Yeah, you're right, absolutely right. But you want to know something? You just said something. You know, I want to let Dre touch on this too. But like you just said something with the ropes and everything, man. And it is a good point. You know, of course, things happen, bro. Things happen. I don't know if we're ready to jump into this segment real quick, but I just gotta say,
hold on. I got the picture waiting. You just let me know when you're ready.
Ropes and no shit like that. But I'm just saying, beautiful woman, right? Beautiful, man. That's a good ass picture. That's a good ass picture. Listen, that's a good ass picture right there. Get me in trouble over here. But listen.
You're married now.
Yeah, I know, man. Jade Cargill, I'm not saying she a bad wrestler. I'm never going to say that. She's not a bad wrestler. She gets in the ring, she busts her ass, does what she does. What I am going to say is, her confidence in the ring, I'm sorry. I'm not a wrestler, but I'm watching this shit my whole fucking life. Her confidence in the ring, as soon as something goes wrong, she on shaky water, bruh. She recovered well, and everybody. I was annoyed by watching people's podcasts and them saying that she only had that one botch. That was bullshit. When she did that botch, she kind of recovered from it pretty well. But after that, going backwards through the rest of the match, tapping on Shayna's arm, she was all over the fucking place, bro. And this is the second time at a pay-per-view that I've seen this shit happen with her. I don't like. I'm trying to just cover myself or whatever. But she doesn't have confidence, man. That's how I see it. She's not confident in the ring. When shit's going good and Bianca's got her or the Thurston's got her, everything's working well. But as soon as that little slip happens, she literally, that one match with Asuka and them, she was looking for them. Tell me what to do, motherfucker. And she was kind of doing that shit again on Clash of the Castle, bro. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say about her. But if we are building to this big matchup with Bianca, you don't want to have a big matchup and the matches all over the fucking place. Like, if she's not ready, she looks ready. Her looks are ready. But if she's not ready, I'm not going to be excited about a big match if you're going to have, whatever you do, and then you're going to be botching and she's going to be trying to pick you up and help you and shit. I don't know, man.
No, you're not wrong with this. And Brian, and this is why I wanted to wait so we could definitely get in depth and talk about this. So my thing about Jade Cargill is I remember my first year in wrestling. I was having very good matches, my first 2-3 matches. Same person, we could know what we were doing, whatever. So we changed it up, and I did a tag match with a guy that's a lot slower than me. And then I thought, I got to match his speed to make it look like we're a legitimate tag team, even though it was just a put together match. Mm-hmm. I lost so much confidence in myself because I'm sitting there trying to go to his level instead of being my character. And I feel like that's where Jade and Bianca are having that trouble. But Bianca right now is a locker room leader when it comes to this. Oh, yeah. A ring general. We were talking about the same stuff about Bianca Belair 3 to 4 years ago. We looked at her and said, she does not look like she needs to be a wrestler. She does not look like, in-ring ability-wise, she does not look like she belongs there. Talent, look, everything, absolutely, 100%. Character-wise, amazing. But in-ring work, she was not there. My thing is on this match that Jade did, and I can understand, man, wrestling fans are really ruthless. And, they're going to let you know about what you missed, what you've done, even though they've never done it or whatever. But it's like you've got to learn how to capitalize on that. And you got to learn how to ignore the noise. And definitely got to ignore it. Yeah. And in training school, what I've taught the guys that I'm wrestling with and all that every single week, I teach them, if you mess up, what next can you do? Don't stop. That's something I always tell them. If you miss a clothesline or whatever, keep going. Tie up, get in a rest hold, talk it out, figure out what you're going to do and go to the next spot. Do never stop. Because if you stop, fans can tell. In a way, they could still tell. And they're going to look at every damn source or whatever behind the scenes, behind the camera, whatever, to see that you failed that spot. So they could have that acknowledgement that you failed it. My thing about this was
Warren. Hold, real quick on that. What you just said. I just want to say this because I know I'm speaking as a fan. You feel me? And it's like, even though, like, you know, a wrestler, you know, Al Snow said this shit too a while ago. Like, if you ain't in the ring, you don't know. I feel like that's bullshit, bro. Like, yeah, you definitely don't know as far as, like, you know, what you guys are really fucking going through, like what you guys are really doing, how hard it is and all that stuff, whatever. But at the end of the day, bro, it's never the fan or the fucking, you know, customer or whatever. It's not our duty to know that shit. If you go to a movie and you watching a movie and shit like that, and the movie's ass and it sucks, and there's parts that are trying to be funny, but it's just not working, and most people are agreeing, this shit sucks, man. This is fucking horrible. Are you going to talk to the director and he's going to be like, oh, yeah, well, you don't understand. I was dealing with a lot. My dog died. No, you're going to just judge the product.
You're judging by the product.
You feel me? Exactly. So it's like even though, you know, my big ass, I never been in the fucking ring. I don't know what it's like. I mean, I was just watching Dre. You said that Roku show with the WWE with John Cena. That shit was phenomenal. It was a great telling of what wrestlers and what it takes. Like seeing the bruises from hitting the ropes and shit. Bruh, phenomenal.
Simple stuff.
I super respect everybody who gets in those fucking ropes, bro. But I'm just saying, at the end of the day, if I'm watching and I'm a fan, if I'm a football fan, if I'm a basketball fan, and there's a motherfucker who shoots a free throw and never makes that shit, and he's on my team, and I'm like, this motherfucker sucks. And then somebody says, well, you don't try to do it. Fuck you, man. I know what I'm doing. I'm not supposed. Maybe you shouldn't do it either, motherfucker. I'm just saying, like, the fans aren't wrong. You feel me? Like, we're judging it differently, but we definitely, our piece does matter to a degree. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I think I missed I missed a little bit of the conversation because my little man in there playing with plugs and I unplugged the Wi-Fi box and stuff. So, no, but do you guys feel like it's either the pressure, the moment that you know that she's in, or do you feel like maybe WWE? Because I was talking about this too. You feel like because they brought her in October.
So much stuff in her head.
They signed her. They signed her in October. They broke the news. She didn't wrestle until January. Her second match was at the WrestleMania. So you feel like they had to speed the process up because everybody was like, well, where's Jade? Where's Jade? You know, she's going to make her debut. And
she was wrestling before that, bro.
Ready.
I'm just saying.
I mean, she was in AEW.
She was trained by Rick Rogers.
Yeah,
so we're not going to let her fool like she did not get trained by a really
She was in the ring. I can see if it was a Ronda Rousey who never had a wrestling match, but the fucking girl was in AEW winning titles.
No. Yeah, Rick Rogers trained her before she even got in AEW. Like, that's how she got with the Nightmare.
But we all but we all knew she wasn't all that great in AEW. All she did was just win the TBS Women's Champion, and that was really it. So yeah, like she wasn't really that great. So I feel like she had a lot of work to, you know, get down pat, and that's why they didn't bring her in immediately. Because they knew it was so much stuff for her to, you know, do. They didn't want to put her solo to expose her, so they put Bianca with her. And that just, you know, we thought that shit was going on to SummerSlam, WrestleMania, maybe like, but you know, they and Triple H defended Abaddon and you know, Alba Fire, and I was thinking, you know, it was like, okay,
they talked about that match.
They did.
And Triple H talked about how Abaddon or Aladon or one of them, their mom had just passed away, one of their siblings or something. They also the hometown heroes, and I was just thinking, okay, like, I mean, now you take the belts off them, you know, after what, 2 months?
Did you gift them the belts?
Yeah, that's what I was feeling like.
No, I think it was the fact that they needed one of the Scottish wrestlers to win that night.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
We're going to have Piper Niven beat Bayley. You were not. Yeah. The biggest question of the night was: is Drew going to lose in Scotland against Damian Priest? The only way he was going to lose is how he lost.
But
there
everybody
no
knew
other way
that.
they were going to do that.
Everybody knew that
no
shit,
way
bro.
they were going to do the other.
Yeah.
I thought maybe Punk would have pinned the 3, waited till the end, whatever, because, hey, now I get a title opportunity at SummerSlam because I'm going to beat this guy.
Yeah, see, that's what I was saying. Triple H defended it and said it wasn't because they were the hometown heroes, and I was like, yeah, bullshit. Because like, what was the reason to take the titles off of them? But like I was just saying, I felt like, in my opinion, you know, she was in the Rumble. She came out in what 28, 27. She wasn't in there long. She was real impressive. She showed up at WrestleMania, teamed with Naomi and Bianca, so she had people around her to protect her, and it just seems though the match at Backlash, it had some, you know, it got some feedback on it. Brian was talking about that, and then also at Clash at the Castle, because you know wrestling daytime for me is a little shaky because there's a lot of going on, and half of that shit that went down in the match, I had to watch it now. I didn't even see it. So I didn't even see it.
I watched it right away. I was like,
when she did
I got to watch when it actually was happening was that one at 5 o'clock in the morning. That was the only one I've gotten to watch on that exact time.
When she did the springboard into the rope, I was like, oh man, you know, she from up. When I watched it back and I heard what Brian was talking about, I was like, okay. Then she did tap out twice to Shayna Baszler with a closed fist and with an open hand. Shayna even mentioned it on Raw. Like,
she had to.
That's the problem. If you have the fans say something about it, you have to continue with it. And that's something that WWE is doing now, which they used to be very good at doing back then, to where they could avoid it.
They used to ignore that shit back in the day, bro.
Some of that still. Keep that realism into the match. If it's too obvious, yes, it's gonna have to be showcased.
And I think Jade is also hard on herself. That's what I don't see it. She's probably not confident.
Yeah.
But I think she's very hard on herself. And I like how the video that was on social media, how Bianca lifted up Jade Cargill's head and was like, you know, you gotta, you know, lift your head. I like
that
because
shit. Their opponents. I fuck that shit.
Right.
I saw that too, bro. But
this is what we call the work process of that match, right there. That's called character building. That wasn't part of, oh, you know, hey, I sucked this match, whatever. Like, they were trying to make it showcase, like, hey, that's where the next part of that chapter is going to go between those two. Because in a way, Bianca is going to have to really go on the program with Jade just so they can make that one-on-one and make Jade look like that talent that everybody's been wanting.
Look, I understand you totally fine. I get the whole build-up and everything, and I was just thinking maybe they were just going to probably build them as tag team up for a little bit, and you know, we already knew it wasn't no one to beat them, you know, so I guess that's why it really was a 4-on-2 handicap match to really break it down.
Yeah,
but I mean, like, yeah, so
Shayna and Zoe carried that.
Shayna and Zoe are fucking the best tag team they got in the women's, you know, wrestling division, in my opinion.
Bianca landed on her head twice that night.
Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah, that match was fucking all over the place, man. And it's not just Jade's fault, but it's just Jade. Jade, like you said, Dre, I think she definitely is hard on herself. You can tell she's a very disciplined woman. She's very, you know, her body is in incredible shape. You have to be disciplined to do that shit. So going into a field where it's like, you know, hey, you're not that good. And I'm not. Who the fuck am I, right? Like, that's why I keep like classifying myself. Who the fuck am I? You're not that good. But honestly, you can see the shit. You're not on that level. Like, it's not like you're walking in there. Even Ronda Rousey walked in there and did an amazing fucking job. She just don't got it like that, man.
See, another thing is, I was hoping maybe they'll probably use her another way than the way they are using her, because less is more. Less is more, and I think that you could that way with her. You know, she's big, she's buff, she's attractive. Like, it's like, who is that shorty right there? And she could just do that less is more type shit and get over. Instead of wanting to do scissors kick, jumping springboard from the rope. You ain't got no business doing none of that.
You right.
Come on,
right.
like, leave all the other stuff to Bianca if she's that athletic or whatever. I'm not saying Jade ain't, but I mean, I think with her stature and her being big as shit, like, less is more, and she could be as dominant just like that. That's it.
You're absolutely right, bro. I fully agree with that, man. But you know something, like, you know, we were talking about Jade and talking about like even Jey Uso and stuff like that. I think another thing right now, there's so much talent that when you do have these guys who are like losing, you do have these guys who are botching or whatever, like, there's a lot of fucking talent that we could be seeing. There's a lot of stuff. Even, Piper Niven, and Bailey. That match was really good. That match was really good, bro. Yeah, she did.
Green.
Bro,
MVP.
Listen, what the fuck is going on, yo? Why can't somebody do something with
Nacho Green? Nacho Green, though?
She is phenomenal, man.
I'll tell you right now, Chelsea Green's going to be the women's champ. And
she should.
Hopefully.
No more than.
And she fine as shit, bro. Ooh, damn, she is. That outfit that she had on, not this SmackDown, but last Smack, that rainbow, bro.
Hey, Dre. Brian needs to start just keep doing this with his finger for a while. He got to realize he's locked down now.
It's harder now. It's like, damn, I'm looking at this fucking wall. Like, damn.
Chelsea's playing a little bit more than usual.
I tell you, bro.
Chelsea is definitely a one man who deserves it, man. Like I'm real high on.
Always ready. There's a reason.
I'm really high on Chelsea, man, and like you guys mentioned, Piper Niven. This was a big matchup, showing out for her. At Clash of the Castle, we knew she wasn't going to win, but. Yeah, you're right. You're right. She did win without winning. That you could kind of do that. You could win without winning in WWE. So in wrestling, so
predetermined sport, guys. I mean,
And it's not like it did anything for Bailey. What the fuck did it do with Bailey? If anything, it put Piper more over than Bailey because Piper was able to show out, and Bailey really.
Bailey was over that crowd. Bailey was over.
I mean, Bailey over with every international crowd.
Bailey is that person for them. Overseas crowd, they like the Bailey, the hugger thing. Like everybody threw their hands up when Bailey
should have came back as a hugger, bro. I'm sorry.
She does need to go back.
Now is too similar.
Especially as a baby face, the role model thing is only
not working. It's not working, bro. You don't really want to see it. It's too close to the heel gimmick she had. She didn't
She's like
progress enough
with it too. She's not
You're
like
right.
she's not. She doesn't even feel comfortable playing this role, but she's trying to prove that she doesn't have to go back to the hugger gimmick to be that legitimate baby face. Like
it's turn it up.
It's where she's just like, I'm not sure how this is gonna go, but this is what we're gonna get. Like that's how I feel like what Bailey's doing right now.
Put that ass in some booty shorts, and I guarantee you, the fucking world will change. All right, Billy. Heel, face, whatever.
Everybody loves Bailey, man.
I love Bailey.
Don't see Bailey.
That's my baby.
I don't know. I don't see Bailey like that, man. I don't see her, like that.
Well, you see Brian's words about
turn her
Bailey
around, nigga.
Nah, I see it though, but I just
that's not it, Bailey. I love that shit.
Bailey's face is not.
That's exactly that shit to me. I don't know.
That's the biggest thing, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Even when I first saw her in the Indies and WWE, like I was just like, I don't see it. Like it was just, I guess the face part for me, I don't know. Like it was just not there for me. But when you see the girls like Charlotte, Sasha, even Becky, like nobody gave Becky praise, bro. Like when Becky really got to, like when they were doing those swimsuit commercial things, whatever, I was just like, okay.
Yeah, Becky's cute. Becky's cute to me. I don't know. Becky ain't all that.
When Becky was a little bit not the vegan Becky, like we're used to seeing.
Yeah,
now.
She's super skinny now. She used to be a little thicker before.
I think losing baby got too crazy. But guys, we on our victory lap right now. Who wants to go?
King.
Man, look at man. Hey, look at it.
Big dog up in there.
Yo.
I was waiting to see a TikTok. King, man. I was waiting.
I made one. I made one last week. Hey, Warren, we did share commission. Not everybody's back in the room. We did share earlier that next week will be our season finale. If you want to take us into that, bro.
Yep. The season finale. We need a break. Wrestling's been crazy.
The way he said it, though. It's hilarious.
I got both my kids home now. My son, we just got him. Was a blessing because I even told y'all I was like I wasn't gonna have him this summer to get that blessing again, man. Super awesome. Even with the news that just happened just not even 40 minutes ago. I'm just glad everything's okay. So I mean everything's going all right for me, summertime, about to have fun. I spend it with family. My daughter's driving me nuts, but that's life. It's fun.
That's awesome, bro. I'm really glad that that we are taking this break, because sometimes you don't know you need one.
Upcoming month coming up, so
yeah.
July,
4th of July.
Yeah, this time right here, the year's kind of
within 3-4 week radius.
Yeah, it's a little busy. And yesterday, man, I scratched my head so hard about it too. I talked about it on the podcast earlier, because I don't know if you guys have this, okay, Warren. All right, Warren, you're in a similar situation. I guess I can ask you. All right, okay, Matthew, right now, have you ever been to, like, I know you go to the doctors with Matthew and stuff. Like, now, when you were little, the doctors that you take Matthew to, have you went there yourself as a little kid or anything like that? No, okay, because my situation where
I wasn't born out here, so.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, see, well, that's even like, because my scenario, me, took my son to the doctors. Man, went to Children's Hospital in DC, and that was a doctor I went to. When I was little, same spot. Man, I'm talking about. I mean, they reinvented it now. Little changes, but look the same. And everything. Man, we went to the doctor, same place. I'm talking about everything, and I was just scratching my head, and I was like, man, God, what are you trying to tell me? Like, what's the odds of it that when you were little and you were 6, 7, 8 years old, and your mother was taking you to the doctors, this same doctor's office, and now 25, 30 years later, you have a little one in the same doctor's office, same place, same spot, everything. You got a little one, and you taking them to it too. I think that was scratching my head. I was just like, wow. But he's sweet, man. After running wild.
That's how. With the same preschool that my daughter just graduated from, that's the same preschool I started at. So I mean, something like with that comparison, I mean, bro, it's crazy. Like, and I was saying the same thing about her school, because I remember when we first moved to Yulee, man, it was nothing but trees. And this dang church, like literally smack dab in this one middle town, like literally nothing was really there. This church in particular was there. And it's crazy, when I was going to my daughter's graduation, I'm like, dang, man, this place hasn't changed a bit. Like, really? Well, wow. Or it's just that in my mind, I'm thinking like, oh, this is what it was when I was younger. Like, some of the walls look a little older and stuff like that. It's just crazy now, man. And that's something that I did not like about moving back out here, because I didn't want to feel old. Because you don't feel much older until you've been in the spot that you've been in for so long. And I hear stories about, oh, man, you remember when you played basketball? I'm like, man, that's a lifetime ago. I don't even remember touching a ball anymore. Like, that's what they all remember me from, is this real good basketball player that came out of Yulee High School. And it's just like, it's just a different life now. And that's something that's just like, I was like, dang, man, I got my own 2 kids now. I'm not really even worried about my standpoint of like legacy or anything like that. So it's just really cool to see that. But it's like, also at the same time, it's like, damn, man, time don't stop at all.
Nah. That's why we're in June right now. And listen, bro, like, we're in June. June's over. July is next month. Like we're saying, it's really crazy. I've been saying this shit all week on my shows, whatever. But listen, man. I mean, it's real interesting, like, to get here as well, because, like we said, man, at the beginning of the show, like, there's been so much stuff happening, not only in wrestling but life, and you start the year off with a plan and with a journey and resolutions and everything like that or whatever. You got fucking good intentions, and then life just starts throwing shit at you, bro. Good and bad. It isn't always bad. It's, what I'm saying? It's good and bad. But like you said, when you do have those seconds to kind of recollect and be like, damn, what the fuck is going on? Like, I remember being here. And, I was telling on a different show, for Father's Day show, where I go to take a piss in my bathroom or something like that. When I get done, I wash my hands real quick, and I stand in the mirror, and I'm just looking in the fucking mirror. And I look, and I'm seeing gray hair, and I'm seeing like this. I got to shave my shit up or whatever. I'm like, how the fuck am I almost 40 years old, bro? Like, I remember sitting there
old until someone tells you that you're old. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Like,
sometimes you just get those glimpses of life,
it
man.
used to be dark. Now it's getting more grayer now. And I'm like,
yeah, that's me. That's me. gray hair popping out, be like all in the mustache.
I get mad
like,
when I go get a haircut now because I'm like, oh man, I look so different when I get a haircut. But man, when I look down, I'm like, damn, bro, there's more gray hair than it is dark hair down there. Like,
yo,
why?
Listen, let me tell y'all this shit real quick before we leave. We went and took the wedding pictures, right? I ain't gonna fucking lie to you, man. Like, I can show y'all. I don't know if I ever showed y'all, but share pictures with y'all of like how I used to look. Like, I used to be fucking, like, I'm telling you right now, my muscles are still there, but I used to be jacked, bro. And I sat there and took them fucking wedding pictures. First time I've ever been married. I'm 38 years old, and I looked at the wedding pictures, and I said, I am a fat motherfucker, bro. I said it to myself. I was like, damn, I'm big as shit. How the fuck did I get this big, bro? Like, we over here talking about recollecting. And, yo, ever since then, like, I'm eating some Starburst and shit right now, but, yo, I've been on nothing for the last 3 fucking days. I've been drinking lemon water. Like, all I got is, like, water and shit all around me. I'm getting back into this workout thing that I've been doing that I used to do. Bro, I'm trying to tell you. Like, my life has changed because of a fucking picture, bro. And Tiff, she goes out, she walks every morning. She does this exercise routine. So it's like I'm trying to drop, like, you know, I'm hoping to drop like 30 pounds by the middle of next month. And then I'm trying to drop like maybe like 120 pounds in the next fucking, you know, 5 months if I can. I know I can. I used to be able to do it really well, but I haven't done it in so long, bro. So like life changes fast, man.
Easily crank that thing back. Used to that radar, man. I tell people all the time, man, it's better to start now until it's too late. Like say like, oh, like you just said, man, like, you know, the size and stuff different. At least you're taking that knowledge to look at it now instead of waiting to go in the hospital and go, hey, man.
I got to, barely surviving this shit.
So, I mean, that's awesome that you see that and, like, you're going to take that initiative because a lot of people, bro, and I feel like so many people in this world now have so many things where they want to keep that excuse so they could stay to where they are. And I feel like that's something like that's, in my opinion, you do what you want. If you feel comfortable in what you feel, cool. But me, if I pinch myself and I feel like something's there, bro, I'm changing everything. And this usually happens when I bulk. Because when I'm bulking, I know for a fact, oh, yeah, this ain't going to show as well as it used to and all that, especially getting older now. It's kind of harder to continue the bulking and then think, oh, yeah, your lifts are going well and everything, and it's still not looking too great down here because now it's starting to feel a little puffy. All right, cutting that down, going back to clean cut, all that. Like, I got to get in that mindset at the same time. So, I mean, anyone's going to have that mentality. It's not even if you're in shape or you're out of shape, whatever. You're going to have that mind. That's something that's going to happen in life. It's just a matter of if you want to take that announcement. Nobody's telling you to do it. It's what you got to take that purpose. But, man, definitely love that. I hope both of y'all had a great Father's Day.
Yeah, you guys too, man. I got a grill. I got a fucking gas grill, man. Yeah. I can't bitch about this last weekend. It's been a really great weekend, yo. And I hope you guys had a great one as well. And listen, we got one more week. Gonna talk some wrestling, close out the season, and then we come back, man. It's gonna be a lot of new shit going on. I have a lot of the Wyatt 6 just came, and we gonna have a lot of conversations to talk about going into SummerSlam.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited about it.
Sir, Dre, you got anything, bro?
Hey man, this is always a blast, man. My little man sleep right now, and I'm about to go grab something to eat, man, and relax, man, and chill.
Pray for me.
The season finale of the podcast show is next week. Beyond 1130 returns next month in July, which is a couple of weeks away. Right. And also, that's about it, man, for real. And Talk Pro Wrestling returns next Saturday. So taking the weekend off, man, and coming back with the season finale with the podcast show, and getting ready for my little man 2-year-old birthday party and stuff. So,
and he got his boy back, man. Now you can watch.
I know, right? Yeah, Seth freaking around. Burn it down.
STR will be on tonight too, guys. STR will be taking a break along with Commission, so we got 2 weeks left as well. But Lay won't be on with us tonight. Be me and Slim probably just on here talking about the same type of stuff that's going on, telling you guys what's going on for the future. I was even thinking about maybe doing another wrestling show, a wrestling game show to put something on just to kind of have something else out there. because we're really starting to work on TikTok, man. TikTok is definitely going to be really big, especially for this break we got right now.
We're TikTok for this hefty gear right here.
There you go. So we definitely doing some TikTok shit coming forward.
Yeah, man. Obviously, guys, I want to tell everybody now, Buzzing with Marlowe will not have an episode Friday. This is the episode today, just due to everything right now. I don't know how everything's going to go the rest of this week. My kids, they haven't seen each other since March, so it's been a madhouse in here. So I'm not even going to try to record or anything on here. I am going to do a live game stream with them both tomorrow. If anybody watched the last one, Annabelle picked SpongeBob, so we streamed SpongeBob. I had a lot of people going, "Why are you playing SpongeBob online? Like, what are you doing?" So we're gonna have the kids stream tomorrow, so it's gonna be fun. But yeah, Commission Talks season finale is next week. We're gonna be on Brian B's show. We're gonna be on there, chopping it up, having fun. It's definitely gonna be a fun one. I've got a lot to talk about. I know a lot of people are asking me about what happened last episode regarding a certain individual. I will get my case on that later on. He ain't worth it no more. But guys, I want to thank everybody for watching. If you are new to the channel, make sure you like, share, and most importantly, subscribe to all our platforms on the links below. Guys, watch your wrestling, enjoy what you like, and more importantly, just get out of the house a little bit. Get out of the house. It works for people, summertime, you got to get a little skin time, whatever.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Go down, ease off the keyboard a little bit, like live your life. But guys, this is another great episode of Commission Talks off the Buzzing with Marlowe. Myself, Warren Marlowe, Dre on Wheels, and Brian B. Ladies and gentlemen, we are out. Have a good one.